Trisha Paytas must be reminiscing on her past friendships because this week she brought up all of her ex-friends. She finally opened up about Shane Dawson for the first time since their falling out. She shaded Frenemies, she addressed Jeffree Star, and she's calling out David Dobrik and Jason Nash. It's a mess, so let's get into it. Trisha Paytas and Shane Dawson held one of the longest running friendships on YouTube. Trisha was always defending Shane no matter what, even if that meant her being dragged down with him. Then in 2021, Trisha and Shane had one of the biggest falling outs, and they haven't been friends ever since.
Like, Rylan, nobody knows who you are. Nobody cares. In fact, I never really cared, if I'm being completely honest. I've always thought he leached off Shane. Point blank period.
Trisha was upset with Shane and Rylan because they picked their friendship with Jeffree over her friendship. Trisha opened up to them about how Jeffree treated her during a weekend trip away and confided in Shane on the phone crying over Jeffree. Trisha said Shane had similar feelings towards Jeffree as her. She claimed Shane told her that he was also trying to get away from his friendship with Jeffree, only for Rylan to go on and have Jeffree on his podcast, and to Trisha, that was the ultimate betrayal. During this time, Trisha was in her prime on Frenemies, and she had created this new friendship with Ethan, which I think gave her the confidence to leave her friendship with Shane. Things ended very publicly and very messy, with Trisha making multiple videos, TikToks, and talking about their friendship during Frenemies. Rylan tried to address the situation on his podcast since Shane was still on his break after being canceled, and that didn't go over too well.
Trish is mad at us right now, and I guess I'm confused. I was taken back a little bit, and I understand, like, she's had drama with Jeffree and Hair by Jay.
It's been over a year now. Trisha and Shane still haven't made up, and she hasn't addressed anything to do with him until this week. During Trisha's weekly live stream, someone asked her if she would ever be friends again with Shane and asked her if she regretted how things ended between them. Trisha admitted the ending of their friendship was horrible and really sad for her. She talked about how deep their friendship was, so the way it ended wasn't the best. Trisha did admit that she was really hurt over everything that happened and said the whole thing sucked.
Trish, do you think you'd ever be friends again with Shane? Do you regret how things ended? Miss you guys together? I think the ending was so sad, right? Like, it was a horrible way to end this, like, really deep friendship. I was really hurt. I felt like, yeah, it really just sucked overall. Like, I don't want to even get back into it, but, like, yeah, it definitely sucked. I think, I don't know. You know, it's too hard to, like, say. I think, you know, they're in a different stage of life. I'm in a different stage of life. I mean, like, they moved out of state, all stuff like that. I think, I don't know. It's so hard to say. Like, at the end of the day, I hold no animosity towards anyone, and I don't know, like, I can't speak for other people if they hold animosity towards me because maybe I handled the situation wrong. You know, I'm not, but from my end, I don't hold any animosity. And I've let things go through my spirituality, through my meditation, through, like, I can forgive myself and own up to where I went wrong. And, you know, and one day, if I come face to face with people that, here's the thing, even if people deserve to be called out, or if they hurt you in some way, or they lied, or whatever the case is, and I'm just saying this in general blanket terms, there's a right way to go about, like, talking about those things. And I know the way I've handled talking about things in the past is not the right way, putting people on blast. Even if in the past, if I was so hurt, I just wanted to put people on blast, and, like, that's not the right way to go. So of all the people I've ever wronged in life, like, I would apologize for that. Like, not the right way to go, aggressive and angry, and it doesn't solve anything. It makes you feel better in the moment, but it just makes everything worse, and sending hate mobs for people. So that would be my apologies if ever I talk to people that I've had fallings out with on all levels. People I was friends with, people I wasn't friends with, you know?
So I think that's Trisha's way of saying maybe she regrets going in so hard and exposing every detail of their friendship and what happened between them. Trisha also addressed Jeffree Star recently. A few weeks ago, Jeffree Star came to LA for his skincare launch party, and the paparazzi found him and asked him about Trisha. They asked him if he's congratulated Trisha on her pregnancy yet, and he said no he hasn't, but went on to say congrats.
We'll say former friends Trisha Paytas is having a baby.
Okay.
Have you reached out to her? Have you congratulated her?
I have not.
Do you think maybe you will?
Trisha, congrats. that's nuts. I think she's always wanted to be a mom, so that's kind of awesome.
Trisha said it was really cool that he said that and said she doesn't want bad blood with anyone.
Jeffree Star? Question mark? I don't know. I saw he said something nice to Hollywood Fix, and I thought that was really cool. I don't want bad blood with anybody, so it was nice. It was nice to, be drama free.
But when it comes to David Dobrik and Jason Nash, Trisha had a not so good reaction. After the Casey Neistat documentary on David came out at South by Southwest, everyone was talking about David. It didn't matter if you didn't physically see the doc. There were so many breakdowns and interviews online, it was pretty clear the overall message towards David wasn't good. Trisha jumped on the opportunity and made a TikTok talking about her experience with David. The TikTok said, "Thinking about the time I ended up in a mental institution because David Dobrik showed up at the hospital where I had just had my stomach pumped. So I tried to run away and they restrained me, but the whole internet canceled me because David was just trying to help. Even though him, Natalie, and Jason posted clips I didn't want out there a week prior." I don't think Trisha got the reaction she was hoping for because instead of comments calling David out, they're calling Trisha out. "That's not why we canceled you. I don't like drama. Makes this post bring up past drama. Trying to rewrite history again, huh? How many times are you gonna change the story depending on what narrative you want it to fit? Trisha, this story changes every single time you tell it. Many stories seem to go through your Trish filter this way." Trisha posted another TikTok of her standing in front of a tweet that pretty much said no one believed Trisha when she was speaking out about David, and it took a man, the man being Casey, to make a documentary for people to finally believe it. Trisha captioned the video, "And unfortunately, it will keep getting worse as we have seen. It only escalated every year since. More dangerous, more criminal. Truth always comes to light. The whole situation is sad, but the victim blaming done by David is a new low." Once again, the comments under this TikTok aren't going the way Trisha hoped. No, can we be honest? You only spoke up when Jason dumped you. You drove your car into your ex-boyfriend's house. Yeah, you exposed them after it benefited you. During the whole scandal though, you kept quiet. You're only honest when it benefits you. During Trisha's McDonald's mukbang this week, she continued talking about the whole David and Jeff situation. She says she's so far past that situation that she can actually sit through these videos and not be affected by them. She said seeing David used to make her so angry, but now it's like watching someone you don't even know. At the same time, she said watching Jeff tell his side made her really angry, knowing David is trying to change what happened and flip things around on Jeff.
David and Jeff thing, everyone was like tweeting like, "How are you holding it?" And it's, for me, I had closure on it. Like, obviously everyone deserves their closure and everyone deserves to like talk about what they want to talk about and, feel what they feel is right. But for me, it's like once I gave myself closure on situations, like I just don't want to go back there. You know what I mean? I watched the stuff happen, I watched some of it or whatever, like the back and forth. And like I feel him, like, and he's like, "Unfortunately, this will happen again," and blah, blah, blah. I feel him. But at the same time, it's like that's such a big past in my life, and I'm just so happy and content right now. So I really am just like protecting my peace at all. It was a point where I would like see David or Jason's face and I'd be like so angry, right? Like you hang on to this anger and you get so angry, and it's like it's like watching people I don't know anymore because I don't know them, so I kind of feel a little disconnected. But then when I was watching Jeff's reaction to it, like I did feel a little something. Like you do feel so frustrated when a narrative is spinned a different way, and obviously everybody's perception is their reality.
Speaking of situations Trisha is apparently over, Trisha mentioned Frenemies this week. Frenemies has been weighing on a lot of people lately, especially as we approach the 1-year anniversary of Frenemies ending. A lot of people are starting to say that they miss the podcast, and even though they know it's probably for the best, people just can't help but miss it. There's been so many comments under Trisha's David Dobrik TikToks saying things like, "I know the Frenemies podcast over this would have been gold. We need Frenemies back. God, I miss Frenemies. This would be such a good show." Well, Trisha is saying goodbye to Frenemies. Someone posted a TikTok and titled it Frenemies, but I think they were referring to the actual term Frenemies and not the podcast. I don't think Trisha clued into that, and she commented, "Rest in peace, Frenemies." I guess that's Trisha's way of saying Frenemies is dead and buried and never coming back. Not that that was really an option anyways. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about everything down below, and I'll see you next time.